In a small village surrounded by mountains, there lived a man who had everything he thought he needed. He had a house, a stable job, and people who knew his name. From the outside, his life looked complete. And yet every night he felt something missing. It wasn't sadness. It wasn't pain. It was a quiet emptiness, one that echoed louder than any noise. A feeling he couldn't explain but could never escape. Every evening after work, he would sit alone in the same chair, in the same room, surrounded by the same silence. And every night the same thought returned to him. Is this all my life will ever be? One day, as he was walking home, something unusual caught his attention. In the middle of an open field stood a door. There were no walls, no house, nothing around it. Just a single door, standing alone against the wind. The man stopped. He looked around, confused. The field was empty, as it had always been. And yet the door was there, as if it had always been waiting for him to notice it. He slowly walked closer. The door looked old but not broken. The handle was clean, almost shining, as if someone had touched it recently. He reached out his hand, and then stopped. A thought crossed his mind. What if something is on the other side? The question froze him. His hand trembled slightly, then slowly fell back to his side. After a moment of silence, he turned around and walked away. But the next day he came back. The door was still there, unmoved, unchanged, waiting. Again he walked closer. Again he raised his hand. And once again, he stopped. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. Each time the same thing happened. He would approach the door, feel the fear rise inside him, and choose to walk away. The door never disappeared. It never chased him. It simply stood there, silent and patient. And slowly, so did his life. Nothing changed. The same job, the same routine, the same empty feeling growing deeper inside him. Sometimes he would sit in his chair and whisper to himself, "Why does nothing ever change?" But deep down he already knew the answer. Because he never opened the door. Years passed. The man grew older, not just in age, but in regret. The door still stood in the field, waiting. One evening, after another long and silent day, he found himself walking toward it again. But this time something was different. He was tired, not from work, but from standing still, from wondering what if, from living the same day over and over again. He stood in front of the door longer than ever before. Then, quietly, he said to himself, "Enough!" He stepped forward, closer than he had ever been. His hand slowly reached for the handle. It trembled, not from weakness, but from the weight of all the years he had spent avoiding this moment. "I don't know what's behind this," he whispered. And for the first time, that felt heavier than the unknown. "I can't stay here anymore," he said. With one final breath, he tightened his grip and turned the handle. The door slowly opened. A soft light poured through the space beyond it. He hesitated for just a second, then stepped forward. On the other side, there was no monster, no danger. There was simply a path, a new road stretching into the distance. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't easy, but it was different. And for the first time in years, the man felt something he had almost forgotten. Not certainty, but possibility. He took another step, and then another. And as he walked further away from the door, something inside him finally felt lighter. The door had never been the obstacle. His fear was. And the longer he waited, the heavier it became. Sometimes the life you want is waiting behind a door you're too afraid to open.